10 AEW stars have been released from the company due to budget cuts. You heard that correctly. AEW, not WWE. We're going to talk about it right here, right now on The Ango Show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TAS Breaking News. Don't forget, we got a giveaway at 100K. I'm just going to jump right into it. This might be lengthy, but we got to talk about it. AEW surprisingly has some budget cuts. Now, PW Insider has reported that they've spoke to sources and they were told that AEW is currently evaluating their talent roster and making cuts to benefit both the company and the talents. Pretty vague, but Sean Ross Sapp kind of kickstarted things tonight. So there is a list of 10 people currently at this time, and it looks like maybe more could be happening. Dalton Castle's boys, otherwise known as the Tate twins, Dasha Fuentes, the ring announcer, Jose, the assistant, Jorah Joel, which we haven't seen him in a while, but he was definitely signed to AEW, Anthony Henry, which is a little bit surprising. He's part of the Workhorsemen, Gravity, Stu Grayson, Parker Boudreaux, and Slim J have all been released. And this is absolutely insane, to be honest with you. It is quite insane. A lot of people who, first of all, I never celebrate people losing their jobs. Let's make that pretty clear. I think it's really important that we handle these conversations with maturity because people's jobs are literally being lost here. I don't know if any of these people have specifically asked to be out of contract. I don't know if any of these people do not want to be in AEW anymore. I don't know, and I can't speak for the talent. But what I do know is that Tony Khan promised that AEW would not be like WWE in this regard. And throughout the years, we've heard of talent wanting to leave the company and not being given approval or getting their release granted. CM Punk comes out with an interview today. He says he requested his release from AEW and it was rejected. Then, throughout the years, you hear Tony Khan and AEW say that they're not going to be like WWE and release talent and do budget cuts. In fact, the way that the tribalism really gets sparked is with Tony Khan, making these statements suggesting that AEW won't do roster cuts. And then we get to today, and I just find this very slimy. It's happening during WWE Raw. Raw WrestleMania, the go-home show to WrestleMania. When everybody's paying attention to WWE Raw, we are literally at this stage where I see all of these AEW releases going on. It's just slimy to me. It just feels very slimy, and I feel like at the end of the day, it's very hypocritical for the way AEW is behaving here. And I want to make this very clear. This is probably the most important part of this video, and I genuinely mean this. When WWE did 200 plus roster cuts, it's disgusting. These are people's livelihoods. And WWE did it during COVID. And my belief has always been this. I understand the business aspect of it because business is business. And this is why I always kind of felt like it was weird that AEW took this stance that they weren't going to do this sort of thing, because look at what's happening now. They're literally doing what they said they wouldn't be doing. But in my opinion, while I understand it's business and these businesses are going to make business decisions, this is a very large reason why me personally, I like being independent and not having to rely on working for a company like that, because they will always choose profits over the people, no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's WWE, AEW, Costco, Kroger, Best Buy, Amazon, Apple. It doesn't matter. These large companies will always choose profits over people. And me personally, that is not something I agree with. I worked in the corporate world, in the real world for over 10 years. And no matter what great you do for the company, no matter how many millions of dollars you make a company, it doesn't matter because profits are always over people. I've always had that stance. And so while I understand why AEW and WWE have to make budget cuts and why they have to do this, I think doing it in general is slimy because these companies are making money. And I think with AEW, they've had a very, my criticism to AEW is slightly different than WWE because it's, they've been talking, it's always, hey, we're not going to be like WWE. We're not going to be like Vince McMahon. And then you see that that's actually not true. And then you see it taking place during Raw. So you don't want people to obviously talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Stu Grayson was released before. He comes back. He comes back for a very little thing on TV, and then he goes away. It just seems so odd to me. And, at the end of the day, AEW is in a situation, let's just call it what it is. They're in a situation. They just brought in Will Ospreay and Okada and Mercedes. They brought in Adam Copeland. Like, they're spending a lot of money. And, I think everybody's expecting AEW to get a really good TV deal, because the TV deal is the thing that should pretty much make them profitable. And the reality is maybe the TV deal won't be that good. I don't know. But they're making this cut. They're making this decision. And it just seems weird. It just seems weird. And I feel like, at the end of the day, a lot of people are looking at them like hypocrites. That's the reality. I really do feel bad for the talent. I feel bad for the talent because I feel like with AEW and WWE, you're on TV. You're given this opportunity to be on TV and do all of these great things. And then when the company doesn't have anything planned for you, or when the company doesn't know what to do with you, it's just as simple as saying, hey, you're gone. And, I don't know if anybody on this list will move into WWE, but I have to wonder if maybe WWE does look at bringing in somebody here. Obviously, Jose had a little bit of experience, with Roosh and just like, now obviously Roosh isn't really on TV that much. And it's like, okay, well, what happens there? Like, okay, maybe WWE looks at that and says, hey, we could do something on our television show. I don't know. I just really have to wonder. I also think like the Anthony Henry thing is crazy. Like, he was doing stuff, okay. So for example, you see Anthony Henry, he just got surgery. He just got injured and now he's getting cut. Like, just really strange. I don't know. I think Anthony Henry's a hell of a talent, man. All these people are on this list are awesome. I hope it works out for them. Really shocking breaking news. The type of news I definitely didn't expect. And, like I said, this is why I don't care about the companies, man. I like having that independent freedom, because these companies could just do whatever they want, unfortunately. And, it is what it is, man. 10 AEW releases, maybe more, are on the way. Guys, it's going to be a very busy week. It's WrestleMania week, so as always, click subscribe. You're definitely not going to want to miss content. I'm going to keep you guys updated with a lot of stuff. I'm going to give you guys my opinions. You might agree, you might disagree, but we're having those conversations. So if you're not in Discord, let me know. Join the Discord. Let's talk about these things. But that is today's breaking news, and just so unfortunate. Hopefully, look, if we could get Jose, the assistant, in WWE, if we could get Dasha in WWE, look, or TNA, for example, like, it would be really cool, because that's why we need more companies. But AEW is becoming everything that they said they wouldn't be, and that's the unfortunate part.